What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be walking you through this very easy, everyday, bronzy, summery look. This is definitely more glam than like your typical everyday look, but it is still wearable. This is a look that I've been wearing nonstop all summer. I've worn it in quite a few videos, and the requests for this look were just like out of this world. I was really surprised because this is such an everyday, bronzy type of a look, but you guys really seem to want to see it. So here I am. I'm going to break this down for you step by step. I feel like this is definitely like more elevated than your typical everyday look. And especially this lash line. I give a couple of tips for this lash line situation today because I feel like it looks like I tried really hard and put in a lot of effort, but it's actually very easy to achieve. So if you're a beginner, definitely give this a try. I'm going to share all of my tips and tricks. So I hope you like this look. Please subscribe and let's just jump right in. I'm sweating today. So to begin, I'm going to be using the Embryolisse moisturizer. It's the multi-function moisturizer. This has been like my favorite thing for primer lately. I just like haven't been using regular primer, and I feel like my makeup has been looking really good. And I think that part of that is I've been cleansing my face in the morning for so many years, like the last decade basically. I didn't do that or just like rinse it. It's been like really helping my oiliness. And then for my foundation, I've just been really loving the Pat McGrath foundation. I know, so annoying, but this is my favorite. It's like a nice sheer to medium coverage. I think it's beautiful. One of the things that I've been really loving lately is the Sigma F48 soft coverage foundation brush. This kind of gives me like nostalgic vibes because it reminds me of like their kabuki brushes, which I haven't used in years. And this is also part of the Nordstrom sale right now. They have like a set with the blush brush and concealer brush. Do 2 whole pumps on the back of my hand, and that should be good for my whole face. I like to just kind of stipple it on the skin. And then once I've got the product on, I'll go and kind of just like smooth it like this. Anytime you want like a fuller coverage with your foundation, you can just stipple, you know, do little pat motions, and it will apply more product in that area, and you'll get a fuller coverage in that area. And that way you don't need to do a super full coverage everywhere. It's just kind of like where you need it. And then for my concealer, I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I have the shade 370, is it? Yes, Biscuit. I did just apply a self-tan yesterday, and oh, good yawn. I did the 2 Hour Express from Loving Tan and not the original formula, which I love the original formula. It did a really good job. I don't remember it ever doing such a good job, the 2 Hour Express one. But like Ruben came home and he was like, you're tan. I was like, yeah, I know. I need to like rinse it off because it still had like the color guard on or whatever. We'll see how long this lasts. I feel like I've been in a really good tan routine where I do it like once a week. And I think part of that is I really started using their exfoliating mitt to like really scrub off the tan that I had on before. So then every time I apply my tan, it just goes on so nicely, and I can tan sooner because I feel like it would take me like a full 2 to 3 weeks for my tan to fully remove. But after a week, I'm like ready for something fresh. You know what I mean? So I've been using that remover mitt, and it's just, I think, helped my tan just go on so much better. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm really liking the color that I am right now, and it's with the 2 Hour Express in Ultra Dark, but in case you're curious, I'm going to the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, my favorite. I'm actually running out of this. And then set my entire face with this. There's the sun. We've had a pretty gloomy summer, I feel. I mean, we've had some really nice, beautiful sunny days, but the sunny days have usually been like in the 90s. But then when it's like gloomy and rainy, we have like nice, crisp 65-degree days, which has been nice, but it's been gloomy. For bronzer, I've been loving the Radiant Bronze Light from Hourglass, especially when I have on a tan, because it just really brings the colors together. Makes it look really cohesive. This has like a nice warm like oranginess to it, but in a really good way. Get the jawline. And then I'm just using a little bit of this color from MAC to contour. I always forget the name. It might be like Shade Stir, it might be Sculpt. I always forget. But they have a contour palette specifically with this shade in it. I'm using my Smith 112 for this. This is my favorite brush for contouring. Question, I feel like back in the day, brushes were just like the main thing that we talked about when doing our makeup. Like it was all about brushes. I just feel like people just don't talk about that anymore. It's all about just not even technique. Because I feel like so many people just like know how to do their makeup these days. I don't know, but like brushes just used to be like the topic. Like you just always talked about why you liked a brush and what it did. Do you guys still want that information? Because I just feel like we just don't talk about it as much as we used to. So let me know if you want like more info on brushes and you want details while I'm using the brushes, because I kind of just like forget about it. But yeah, as I'm doing my makeup, I'm like, wow, I used to like talk about them a lot more. So yeah, I don't know. And then I like to go back in with my bronzer brush with whatever's left over on it and just kind of like blend out these edges. Okay, I just contoured my nose really quickly. You can tell I did it really quickly because it looks a little crazy, but I can always fix that later. My fucking forehead looks crazy too. What's going on? I feel like in person, everything looks fine. And then I look on the viewfinder and it's like, whoa, bitch. Whoa. What are we doing? I use the Film Star Bronze and Glow palette from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just gonna go in with my finger for my nose. Cupid's bow. Blend that out. And also pop that on my cheekbones and my collarbones. For my blush, I'm gonna go into this brush, the F43 Soft Angled Cheek Brush from Sigma. This is the one that comes in that set. And I'm gonna mix these two blushes together from MAC. I have Peachy Keen and Gingerly. These are the two here. I'm gonna start with the Peachy Keen because it's brighter. And then I'm gonna grab the Gingerly and put this kind of like towards the back. I quickly just filled in my brows and now I'm gonna prime. I'm just going in with my concealer. This has been like my preferred way of priming. I know, wild. I'm a Painterly Paint Pot whore, but it's just been like nice to just use one less product. I don't know. And with the Painterly Paint Pot, I have to get in there with my finger. My nails have been pretty long, so this has just been pretty easy. Just really like this brush for it. This is the Real Techniques setting brush. This is what I use for my concealer. It's really nice because it's fluffy, but it's also small. Then I'm just gonna go over it with whatever's left over on this powder brush. We are all set. So for my eyeshadow, I'm gonna be using all MAC eyeshadows today. These are all of my single eyeshadows and these are all warm tone shades. I'm gonna try to not bounce around too much because what I like to do, especially when I have a palette like this, I like to just bounce around into like a million shades and like make my own little concoctions. But I get that that's not realistic for most people. You're not gonna have like a million eyeshadows that you could just like bounce around in. If you do, please do, because it's so much fun to just like get creative and create your own things. But I'm gonna try to narrow it down and not like use every shade in this palette. So let's get started. This has just been like my go-to look what am I trying to say? This has been like my go-to look recently because it's, I think, really just flattering on me because of my blue eyes. I feel like anytime you do like warm bronziness, it really makes blue eyes pop. So let's do this. I'm first gonna go into soft brown, which is this shade here. It's like one of my favorite shades from MAC ever. So I'm gonna bring this right in the outer corner and in the crease. This is gonna map out everything for the look and give us a nice base for everything else. Now I'm gonna go into Rule from MAC, which is this beautiful orange shade. I feel like this makes such a difference with this look. If you're looking at that and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't like warm orange, no way. It kind of just like seamlessly peeks out behind the look. You're not even gonna notice that you're wearing orange eyeshadow because you're pairing it with like warm browns. It's just gonna warm it up. So don't be afraid. It's gonna look more orange right at first, but trust me, as we go with the look, it's gonna just look like a warm brown. Okay, switching to a smaller brush. This is a Smith 230. It's a lot smaller and more dense. I'm now gonna grab Red Brick, which is right next to Rule. It's this like brighter, it's like this brighter orange color. And I'm gonna keep that right here on the outer lid. And now once the majority of that is off the brush, I'm carrying it here in the crease. You don't want to do that right away though, because otherwise that's going to be so intense, and you really want the intensity of the color to be right here on the outer lid. I'm bringing both Rule and Red Brick down on the lower lash line. And now to bring more brown back into the look, I'm gonna grab Saddle, which is this beautiful, rich, warm brown color. And I'm just gonna pat this right over top of that Red Brick. And we can even go back in with Red Brick and kind of layer back and forth just to kind of create our own color here. But I just want this to be nice and rich here in the outer corner. Whatever's left over on the brush, I'm bringing on the lower lash line. I'm gonna go back into Red Brick just to re-emphasize this warmth over here. Okay, I'm gonna go into soft brown and a touch of Rule and just kind of bring this through the crease, help blend out everything here. This is now where you can take this like into the brow, into the temple, underneath, like into your cheekbone. Just really blend all this out so we have this like blown out effect. And now I'm gonna take my finger and grab Woodwinked, which is this really pretty like light beigey. Okay, why does this not wanna like focus on these eyeshadows? I'm gonna grab Woodwinked, which is this like light bronzy color, and just go in with my finger. Let me show you what that looks like. Just like this nice, beautiful bronze. I'm gonna look down and just push it on the lid. Now this color is really good if you're like my skin tone, maybe a little bit more tan, but this is a very light bronzy color. If you have a deeper skin tone or you want a darker bronze, I would go into Amber Lights, which is this color here. This is a little bit more warmth to it. I'm actually gonna pick this up with this finger. You can see the color difference. It's like more gold. I'm gonna bring this in here as well, but more over towards the middle and the outer lid area, not so much on the front. But yeah, that's another color option if you have more of a tan, or if you have a deeper skin tone than me. I'm gonna grab my face highlighter, bring this here on the inner corner, and then also up on the brow bone to highlight. So my favorite part of this look is going in with some eyeliner and smudging it out, and I'm gonna use Costa Riche from MAC, one of my favorites. This is like a nice warm brown, but it has kind of like a reddish hue to it. This part is really fun because it really doesn't matter. Well, I guess with the whole look, it really doesn't matter what your skill level is, but I think that what's fun about this is that it looks like you're like an expert at makeup, but really it's so easy, and it's even for beginners. What I'm gonna do is rub this around my lash line, and you're gonna see it's gonna look so messy, but we're gonna blend it out, and then it's gonna look like a smoky poof and just be gorgeous. So look down into your mirror. I've got my mirror positioned like under my chin kind of, and I'm just gonna like, you can even lean on your face with your palm, and I'm just gonna wiggle this right here at the lashes, and it's gonna be so messy. Look at, it's like, it's a mess. Okay. While it's still kind of wet, I'm gonna grab a flat brush. This is one that I created with Sigma, but in E15 is very similar. I'm gonna go into Saddle, which was that rich brown color, and go right on top of it and flick upwards. Just like this, flick, flick, flick. You can even go on the edge and wiggle that. Use your finger, blend it up. I'm gonna go into a little bit of Red Brick. You know, just play with some of those darker shades to help blend out this color. And then say you went a little too smoky, like I think I brought that up just a little too far. I'm gonna go back into Woodwinked and just re-emphasize it. Isn't that so pretty? Like, look at the difference between this eye and this eye. Like, it just looks like way more smoky. It brings a lot more attention to the eye, but it also looks like, whoa, like you like really tried, but like you didn't, because you just rubbed it on and smudged it out, you know? So we're gonna do the same thing to this eye. So that's done. We can go in and curl our lashes. For mascara, I'm going to be using the YSL mascara. They have a deal for the Nordstrom sale. Forgot exactly what the price is, but you get 2 in the bundle for a really good deal. This is one of my favorite mascaras. Lashes are on and they're drying. I might go in and touch them up once they're fully dried just to see if like there's any like spots or anything of like glue showing or whatever. So we'll see. But now we can move on to the lips. I'm gonna go into Sun Baked lip pencil from Anastasia. This is such a beautiful warm nude for summer. I'm just gonna line my lips, overline, turn it on its side and fill it in completely. Because I have to go in with a little bit of cool brown from Anastasia. This is just like my favorite lip liner ever for just deepening up any lip liner look. I pretty much do it in almost every lip liner look because I like the look of just a little bit more of a pronounced edge. And when you layer this on top of another lip liner, it doesn't go on full blown the pigment that it is, especially if you go in with a light hand like I'm doing. And it just like darkens up what you already have laid down. Oh, I just love how that looks already, just on its own. So I've been using this lipstick that unfortunately is no longer available. I got this a long time ago. This is the Tom Ford Gerard Soft Matte Lipstick. I'm gonna try to find something similar. It's just a beautiful, warm, neutral color. It literally looks like the lip liner that I have on, but with a nice soft matte finish. So you could technically not even go in with lipstick. It just gives such a beautiful finish. It feels so comfortable on the lips. So pretty. I hate that it's no longer available. I don't think that I need to touch up my eyeliner, but if you needed to, I would just go into any of the darker shades that you used, like Saddle or Red Brick, and just take it on your brush, look down and just go over and kind of stamp at the edge. That will help just blend everything together, make everything look more seamless and cover up any glue. You could also go right back in with your Costa Riche eyeliner if you needed to. Okay, I'm just gonna do a little bit of powdering, just a touch, because you know I'm oily. Okay, and then to set the face, I'm gonna use the Invisiveil setting spray from Vive. This is just my favorite setting spray ever. Now, I think this is my #1, even over Morphe's. First of all, the smell is just glorious. Secondly, the packaging, like, it just makes me feel so bougie. Thirdly, it's Jamie Genevieve, who I love. I love her brand and just everything about it. It's an experience. Whew. Okay. All right. That is the final look. I freaking love this look, and it's really quick to do, especially once you do a look once. I feel like the more you do it, the quicker you get at it. And I've just done this look so many times this summer already. I feel like this is such a good go-to everyday look, but it's not just like simple whoosh of bronzer or whoosh of brown on the eyes and then a little mascara. It's still glam, don't get me wrong. This is still, you know, you did some things to create this look, but oh my God, I've got an itch. It's still wearable. This is still like, I could wear this to the grocery store and not get like looked at twice. You know what I mean? I just love this. I feel like it's so pretty for this time of year. It looks, honestly, like this would be a really good bridal look. I just love it. And I love when I wear it, especially the last time I wore it with this tank top, and I just feel like it really goes together, the blues with the bronzy oranges, and yeah, I'm just loving it. So I hope that you guys like this video. There were so many requests for it, so I hope that this scratched your itch. Thank you so much for watching. Please send me your looks if you recreate them, and let me know other look ideas that you want to see from me down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.